Hello everyone, it's Gina from orchidandopal.com, and today I am back with a bead weaving basics video showing you how to make version 1 of the very simple daisy chain bead weaving stitch with seed beads. If you've never tried bead weaving before, this is a great way to get started. It's a very simple stitch that a lot of people actually start out with when they're jumping from only knowing how to string beads to actually using a needle and thread and get their feet wet with bead weaving. Since this is a technique video, we won't be making a finished product, but instead I'll just be showing you how to complete a sequence of this stitch itself. Today I'll be using some size 11/0 Japanese seed beads. My beading thread is the Fireline in the 6-pound test, and I'll be using a size 11 beading needle. You can use a size 10, 11, or 12, those would all work. And you can also use different sizes of seed beads if you wanted to try this out with size 8s, for example, and start out with that. You're welcome to. Just keep in mind the larger the bead size you choose to use, the more gaps may be present in between the seed beads that make up each of those little flowers. I'll leave a list and links for the products and materials that I am using today right down below the video in the description section. And be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because I will be sharing even more versions of the daisy chain bead weaving stitch in the future, including the 3 examples that I have in my hand. But today we're going to get started with the most basic version. To begin this stitch, just thread your needle with a comfortable length of beading thread. If you're just planning to practice, you don't have to worry about how long you want your thread to be. We're first going to start by making one of our little flowers, and to do that we need to pick up 4 of our petal color and then 1 of the seed beads, which is going to be the color that we want to be in the center of the flower. You can then start to string these beads down towards your tail thread. And I'm not going to worry about adding a stop bead or anything, but you're more than welcome to do that if you're more comfortable. But once you have those first 5 beads picked up, then take your needle and go back through that very first seed bead again. And you want to sew through that in the direction towards your tail thread. That'll give you something like this. And then we're going to pick up 2 more of that same petal color. And just holding my work like this, we're going to go up through that petal color seed bead that is on the other side of the center seed bead. Then what I like to do is just press both fingers onto the beadwork and pull. Gets that central bead placed right in the middle and the seed beads placed pretty evenly. And then we can pick up 3 of our additional color that's going to separate each of these little flowers. And 3 is just an arbitrary number. You can do 5, 10, 1. You can add a different type of bead if you want to, but for the example, we'll just be adding 3 of these green seed beads in between each flower. And we'll string those down. And we're going to do the exact same thing we did to make another flower in our next color. And you're welcome to make them all one color or have as many colors as you want. It's all the same process. So once again, pick up 4 of your petal color. And then pick up the 1 bead that's going to be in the center, string them down, and then take your needle and go back through just that first petal color seed bead. Pull. And you see how there's a gap here in between the green seed beads and the flower that we're making? What we want to do is just hold on to the flower that's in progress with our thumb and our forefinger, and then pull your working thread. So you're pulling that flower as close to those green seed beads as you can, otherwise you're going to end up with a lot of gaps. Now that we have that sequence on, we're going to pick up our other 2 petal color. And we're going to sew directly through the petal color seed bead that's on the other side of the center. Once again, thumb and forefinger on the beadwork and pull. And that's 2 flowers in place. Once again, we can pick up 3 of our green seed beads to separate our flowers. And let's complete one more flower together. That's 4 of our petal color and 1 of the central colors. Pull them down, take your needle and sew directly through just the first petal color bead. See, you have a gap here, so just pinch those beads on the flower that you're making and pull them towards your other beadwork. Now pick up your last 2 colors for that flower and sew through the single seed bead on the other side of the center. And pull. So that's all there is to this very simple stitch. I hope this tutorial was easy for you to follow and that you have a lot of fun making these classic daisy chains. As a couple ideas before I let you go, you can make one very long strand that will double up around your neck that you can just put right over your head, which will make a double strand necklace. And you can also turn one very long strand into a wrap bracelet with the strand of your daisy chain going around multiple times. I want to thank you all so much for joining me today. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. Also give the video a big thumbs up. Feel free to leave a comment down below and also feel free to share the video with your other beading friends. I'll be back in the future with more daisy chain variations, and in the meantime you can check out my playlist full of bead weaving basics videos if you'd like to learn some additional stitches and beginner's techniques. That's all I have for now. I hope you all have a fabulous rest of your day, and as always, happy beading!